Welcome to the Leverage Show. Get more from your business and your life. Be sure to share your business questions and challenges with me at leverageshow.com so I can answer them for you on future episodes. Today, I want to share with you the most dangerous word in your life and in your business. I know it's a big claim and it's a little bit of a scare tactic, but hey, it got you to tune in, right? Now, I don't know if you saw the presidential debates in the United States the other night. I watched them, and no matter what side you're on, one of the things that's very clear and very interesting about debates and about politics and really any other stance, in the world is that there are two sides, sometimes totally diametrically opposed with the way that they look at things, and there could be more than two sides, but to so many issues. And there's a base, there is a voice, there is an audience for all of that. And I think that that's really fascinating. One of the candidates may come across as completely unlikable and uninteresting, and you would never vote for him or her, whereas the other one might speak exactly your language, and you could talk to your neighbor down the street and they would have the exact flip perspective. And, it can be very frustrating at times if you're trying to deal with people like that or discuss issues that really can't be resolved in that way. But at the same time, if you flip that a little bit and you look at it as an opportunity, it's amazing, because what it means is no matter what your tastes are, no matter what your take is, no matter what your sort of slants or your ideas or your inclinations are, your hobbies and your lifestyle choices, there's going to be a market, there's going to be an audience out there for you if you're able to find it. And so embrace your weird, be who you are, and that is the best thing that you can do in whatever business that you're in, because you will be congruent with who you are, and that will be a very easy way to attract the right kinds of people to you. I can't tell you the number of people I know that were in a line of business and they were even successful, and then they literally got out of it because they didn't like the people they were working with. They didn't like their customers. They didn't like their vendors, because nothing was aligned with who they were as people. It's not that the people they were dealing with were bad. It's just that it wasn't their cup of tea. If you want to be wearing board shorts and riding around the town on a skateboard and surfboard and say, whoa, brah, and stuff like that, you probably don't want to go into a business where you're selling financial services products where you have to wear a suit and a tie. It's incongruent. It doesn't really make sense. Unless that's sort of your alter ego, then that's fine. You can get a Harley and ride that on the weekends. But I digress. That wasn't really the point of this particular episode. It's just something that sort of came to mind as I was watching the debates, because I want you to understand and grab hold of the fact that you have probably the greatest single period of opportunity in the history of the world right now, with the internet and all of its capability, and the growing web of acceptance of different ideas and viewpoints and personalities and lifestyles. And it's a great time to be alive, and it's a great time to be in business for those exact reasons. So let's get on with it. Let's talk about the most dangerous word that you can use in your life and your business. And while maybe it's a bit of an exaggeration, I think you'll see that it actually is true that you don't want to get into this habit. When I talk to different people about what they're doing with their lives and what they're doing with their businesses, and I say, well, what are your goals, or what are your plans, or where? And what's really troubling to me is when I hear people use the word someday. Well, someday I want to go and do this. Someday I want to go tour the Grand Canyon. Someday I want to build a business and work from home. Someday I want to be able to buy a yacht. That's really dangerous language, because what you're basically telling yourself is, unless there's some external force, like a suitcase full of money falling out of the sky or a winning lottery ticket in your hand, you don't have any plan. And not only do you not have any plan, you don't even have any real idea or confidence that you're going to be able to do that stuff when you're talking about your future and you're talking about your life. So you want to replace the idea of someday with actually planning out things. Decide, is this something that's really jugularly important to me? Or is this just sort of a want to have? You know, I'd love to go see the Taj Mahal. If it's not really on my bucket list kind of thing, instead of saying someday I'll do that, I'll just put that in my list of suggestions, of possibilities, right? But if it's something I've committed to, if it's something I want to do, you know, one of the places I've never been in my life that I really want to go is Hawaii. I've been to the Caribbean. I've been to Caribbean islands. I love, you know, the Caribbean islands. I've been to Fiji. I've been to the South Pacific. And I've been to, you know, other countries and things like that as well. But for whatever reason, there's something sentimental about me with Hawaii. There's something that just connects with me for some reason. I don't know if it's because I grew up watching Magnum PI and I loved that show, or whether it's something else. But I just feel like it's such a perfect family vacation because it's not just about going there to sit on the beach. You know, it's about, you can go and you can tour, you know, national parks and do sorts of, you know, cultural things and touristy things, but you can also relax. It's tropical climate, which I love, beautiful weather, which I love, you know, island environment, which I love. And, you know, there's a lot of the Hawaiian culture I'm interested in exploring. And so, you know, for me, I haven't had a chance to go there yet, but my plan is to take my family. And there was a day where I thought, you know, someday I want to get to Hawaii, but I'm not looking at it that way anymore. You know, I don't know the exact date that we're going, but I'm going to book that vacation in the next, you know, 18 to 36 months at the most, because that's where I want to go. And my family does too, by the way. I'm not enforcing this on them, but the point is, it's very important to identify and isolate the things that are really important to you and schedule them in. Put them on a list of stuff that you are absolutely going to accomplish and get rid of the word someday. Put a time frame on it. If you can't decide exactly next 12 months, then fine. Give it a range. Next 12 to 36 months. Revisit this list every single month and identify, am I getting closer to these things that I said I was going to do? Am I able to achieve more, and am I on track to hit the targets that I've set for myself? Now, we're dynamic human beings. Things can change. You may decide a year into it, this was my goal for 2 years. This was the place I wanted to go. Now, for whatever reason, I read this article on this, and I really want to do this instead. Or I originally wanted to buy a sports car, but now I've decided instead, you know, I want to buy an RV and take the family around the country. That's fine. You can have your ideas and your goals and the things you want to accomplish be sort of organic and sort of dynamic and changing. There's nothing wrong with that. The important thing is that you quantify that stuff so it doesn't all become these sort of, you know, esoteric pipe dreams that you're never ever going to reach. You want to make sure that the stuff that's really important to you, you've got on that list so you can start knocking those things down and make sure that you're driving toward what it is that you want to accomplish in those areas. Because if you start using the word someday around too many things, what you're telling yourself and what you're telling everybody else is, I doubt it's ever really going to happen, but geez, it would be nice if it would. Whereas if you have it set up and you have it written down and you've decided, you know, this is something I'm going to find a way to do, you'll be amazed at how your mind and your opportunities and your life sort of align with being able to bring you what the things are that you want. You find opportunities that you never recognized before that might have been there. And so it's a really cool way to sort of make sure that you are achieving what you want to achieve in your life, that you're doing what you want to do in your life, and you're doing it on a time frame that's realistic and that's actually real. So it isn't stuff that you're going to look back at in 10 years and go, man, I wish that was something I could have done, or I really wanted to do that, but we just never got around to it. So do that, make that list, get rid of that word out of your vocabulary, and make sure that you give yourself enough credit and put enough pressure on yourself in a positive way to achieve the things that you want to do, to make sure that you live the life that you really set out to live and that you accomplish the things that you really want to accomplish. Now remember, like, share, and subscribe. And if you have a question, post it at leverageshow.com so I can answer it for you on a future episode. And until next time, make it happen.